Hey everybody, welcome back to the PixelJunkies podcast. We're on episode 171.
That it is.
It is July 27th, 2018. I'm Andrew. I'm joined by Adam.
Hello.
Aaron.
Oh, hey there.
And a returning guest,
Spotify
Jordan.
playlist of our artist of the year.
Yeah, in Newfoundland.
Are you actually?
No, we're like top 10.
Oh, that's good.
So you're probably not even close.
No, we're getting there. We're getting
Shane Duncan and the Irish Descendants still exist.
Yeah, you should go to Quote Raven Spotify and scroll all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, Jordan's a singer in two bands, Quote the Raven and Waterfront Fire.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Both of which have had album releases this year because Jordan apparently doesn't like free time.
Yes.
Also, we are sponsored by both bands.
Yes.
We'll be accepting your
This
check
episode is
later.
powered by
You'll
Quote
get
the Raven.
1,000 of our Spotify streams, which equates to $2.38.
Oh man, that's
it.
we're in the black.
It's almost as much money as we made.
Yep.
Flush with cash.
What the fuck is that thing?
Why are you playing this game? Because wasn't this game completely broken and no one liked it?
It wasn't completely broken, but it didn't have everything they said it was going to have in it.
Does it have everything they said they were going to have in it? I'm like throwing up right now. It goes.
Pretty much now it does, yeah.
Does it?
George's a rock star and he's a total mess.
I am a total mess.
How much heroin are you doing?
None, but I've ate enough pizza to kill a cat. So.
Alright.
Whatever the fuck that thing is.
Stay away from whatever amount of pizza that is.
How much pizza can a cat eat before it dies?
Probably one slice. So I didn't eat that much.
Yeah, maybe we can find out.
That's such a stupid saying. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard that. I haven't heard that one.
Adam's peeking it. Adam's peeking the volume here.
On Jordan's autobiography.
That's the back title. No, that's the title.
There's
Jordan Coker. I ate
Have
enough pizza to kill a cat.
Are you on here? How much heroin are you doing? And then, ... I'm eating enough pizza to kill a cat. To kill a cat!
It's not really that much. And it wasn't as funny as Adam just found it. So.
No. Adam cracking up
there
about
are people sleeping in his house, Jordan.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Hey, if they start
Never
crying,
again.
you gotta put them back to bed.
Did Aaron put him to bed tonight?
Jordan will never be on a podcast again.
I know. I'm gonna be
another 5 years.
So you're getting sucked up into the tractor beam here now, and
this is my capital ship.
Oh, you got a capital ship?
I do.
Can you crash and kill yourself?
You can get a capital ship.
Do you crash and kill yourself?
No, can you? Like, can you do it right now?
No, because the landing sequence is automated.
Oh, good, because that's the worst part of any game where you have to land.
How come you're playing in third person?
I don't know. They had a third person mode.
That would have burnt his bum.
Is that the only way?
Person if you
Oh,
want.
okay, that's better. I don't like this game. There was nothing that they really did with this game for me to be like, wow, I really want to play this.
Yeah.
Well, I'll outline it for one. This game got some shit when it first came out.
Yeah.
Deservedly so, in my opinion.
Kind of, yeah. They lied about a lot of stuff rather blatantly, particularly the multiplayer, which it absolutely did not have at launch.
Also,
it does now.
Does it?
It wasn't.
It does, yeah.
It wasn't interesting.
Was it free?
It was, yeah.
What the hell was that?
Have all updates been free since it's been?
It's a Sonic.
That's interesting.
Is it a Sonic? It is a Sonic.
That's not a Sonic.
Gotta go gross.
You know what it looks like? It looks like the monk people who lived on the planet with Luke Skywalker in Episode 8.
The nuns? The alien nuns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, they basically remade the entire game. They've added third person to everything.
It's a very square sky.
What do you mean?
Well, look off to your left. Or your right. You're looking at... That's very square looking sky.
Yeah, No Man's Square.
I don't know. I guess there's the atmosphere getting cut off. I don't know.
Yeah.
As atmospheres want to do.
Can you drive this ship?
I can tell it where to go. I can't pilot it personally.
Not interested.
But I do. I can. You're diving into all the facets of things that haven't been in the game before. They didn't add capital ships in this update. They added them a little while ago, but I didn't really give a shit because the game was still kind of broken and didn't have multiplayer.
You look like an oil tanker.
It's a freighter, yeah.
Can you get like a Star Destroyer?
Kind of, yeah.
That
There's
looks
a bunch
like a
of different.
ripoff of a Star Wars ship.
There's a bunch of different freighters that you can get or buy. I was given this one because I helped that
Do you
guy.
buy it with in-game currency or
Yes,
real
there are no
currency?
microtransactions. There's literally
Really?
nothing you can spend real money on in this game.
That's really impressive, but I don't understand how they made enough money to keep the people
Is it
employed
impressive,
long
or is it
enough
just
to
a
make
lot
a
of people
big
bought
use
it.
should be
game?
doing.
There's
Lying
only
goes a
like 3
long
people
way.
making this anyway.
Oh, really?
Now, yeah.
That's pretty impressive then, like the fact that they've got as much as they've done. I think the benefit of this game now would be to find all bugs.
Yeah,
that's the only-
it's actually there aren't a whole lot of bugs really. I've encountered a couple that are a little weird, but none were game breaking.
Oh wow. It's not like
But everything's been redone. A lot of the sounds are new. All the animal animations are new. The planet textures are new. There's different types of planets now. There's more anomalies that you can find in space.
So I ask you this.
Yeah.
Why did they release it as broken ass game?
I would imagine that it was Sony pushing them to release.
So is this a Sony like a Sony
Yeah,
exclusive title?
there's Sony. Yeah, they were associated with Sony pretty heavily for most of its development.
Sony published it on PlayStation.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like they had
okay.
the a couple of E3s at Sony's like main stage at E3.
Also, they straight up lied about it.
Yeah,
I mean, like if you say like, hey, we're gonna have this, but we don't have it right now, wouldn't that be okay?
yeah, but I don't know. I mean,
I'd be fine with it.
there's
Would
any
you?
number of
'Cause
ways
Art
you
did
can.
that.
There's any number of ways you can look at it. Whether or not that was his intention, and then they just got forced out before it was a thing. Like, I don't know.
I don't
mean,
know. I think he's just kind of a piece of shit, to be honest. Cause
Well, wasn't he
straight
also
up,
French?
No, he's
No.
not French.
Oh, I thought he was one of those guys who's like, we have the multiplayer.
No, he's some douchebag hipster guy.
no, I very like. I don't know. In some respects,
Is that what you think French is?
We have the multiplayers.
in some respects, I feel bad for the guy because it was like he was gaining all of this attention for this game that he made or was making, and everyone was like super excited about it, and all of this
He
shit
was on
that
the
he kept
Colbert.
hearing.
He was on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh man, like, yeah, I want to have all this stuff in my game," and it does have it now. It didn't when it first came out, so it's hard to.
So how did
I think
they
it was just
afford to do it
poorly-
if no one bought it
Was that
and no one continues to
a
buy
lot
it?
of people bought it?
I think you're the only one who's ever owned it.
It had 40,000 concurrent players on Steam this week, which is very high for Steam.
A lot of people bought it at launch.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were hyped. Because a lot of people were lied to about it.
And I don't know. I mean, I don't think I was completely lied to about it when it came out. It just wasn't. Is it like again? My main complaint we were talking about it last week on the podcast. My main complaint was
Can you drive straight into an asteroid?
the RNG. Yeah, you can. You probably just okay. You fly through
Cool.
them apparently.
10 out of
Pretty
10.
sure you're supposed to bounce off of them. But anyway, I guess I'm
Probably
going too
bounce
fast.
off of that one.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's broken. It's like fucking asteroids had that better. At least when you hit
What?
the asteroid and asteroids.
I don't know. I don't think you're.
blew
I
up.
don't think you're giving this game a fair chance. I feel like you're.
You
shitting
just
on
fucking went through an asteroid
it. What is it? Why does it matter?
because you can blow it up, but you can't hit it.
I don't know. I don't know why it matters. Anyway, my main complaint was the RNG with everything, and it's
Research
still
and Gamora.
random number generator.
Oh.
It still has a lot of that, but they've added so much more stuff now that it gets lost because you can. It's almost like instead of having to save up money for a capital ship like that.
The fuck kind
Yeah, I
of
don't even know if that's a joke. What even was that?
what the fuck kind of
It was a joke.
Bible parable is researching Gamora?
No.
Remember the city where everyone was due to
Gamora's a
diligently
character from-
research every facet
she
of
from,
science, and then
uh,
God fucked them anyway?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, she's in Guardians of the Galaxy. That was my joke. She's an alien, so this is about aliens and such.
That makes even less sense, though.
Is he going through the planet to get to the planet here now?
Just go skimming through the atmosphere.
Okay, that's fine.
So researching
all
Gamora
right?
was a play on Sodom and Gomorrah, correct?
Yeah.
The Bible in the Bible.
Anyway,
So now you're relating it
regardless,
to Guardians of the
these guys are
Galaxy.
assholes
Yes.
about it. But
Makes
if you
even
like
less
this game,
sense.
then
Okay. Well, that's
it's pretty
all I
good
needed.
now. I'm just gonna mute your mic while I'm talking.
It's okay.
Anyway, it's pretty good now. I'm
Random
enjoying
number
it.
generator.
It's a much better game now.
Yeah, it'd be cool if this is what it was when it came out, and I'm glad if it finally kind of got there.
I don't think I still would have. No, it's just me. I don't find these space exploration games anything more than anxiety-inducing.
No, it makes sense that it's not something that you're super into because you said you weren't really into it to begin with.
Yeah.
Right? This, what it is now, is kind of what was promised.
Yeah. A couple years ago, isn't it?
When it was supposed to come out.
Yeah, okay.
And it's finally here. I mean, there wasn't some paradigm shift in the game to become something else. It's just more realized now than it was before.
Yeah. Cool.
So I guess if you were looking forward to the game back when it came out and were disappointed, now might be a good time to jump back in and see.
I'll never forget.
What it's become.
I'll never forget the guy at EB Games when I went in to buy, of all things, Battleborn, and he said, "Are you gonna get No Man's Sky?" And I said, "I don't know. I'm thinking about it." I was like, "Well, you should pre-order it, so you're guaranteed to get a day one copy." So, and I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Because you don't want all the planets to be discovered in the first few days without you." And I'm like, "Isn't there did they say there was something like 20 quadrillion planets or something in this game? There's so many planets.
I don't know. It was something like 18 quintillion galaxies or something.
So is is there currently people playing the same game right now?
Yes.
Everybody playing the same game?
Yes, there's one. So the way the multiplayer works.
Yeah.
When the Atlas update came out, I think that's what it was called. They added a multiplayer which functioned like a. It was kind of pseudo. It was like in Fable, I think, it was the most closely related thing, where you could encounter other people, but they would just be an orb, and you could trade with them, but you wouldn't see them or be able to interact with them, and they wouldn't see your bases or anything. You would be next to them on a planet or something.
Oh, okay.
So the way it works now is it's the same system for everybody who's playing the game. It's all one universe. But if you invite people to your group from Steam or something, then you can see them. And I think that's up to 4 people. Cool. So you can have 4 people in a group that you can interact with, build bases with, do combat with, that sort of thing. But then everybody else is an orb.
What are the mobs like?
You mean I was gonna say dinosaurs. You mean are
there any alien factions to encounter, or is they all just kind of like animals?
I think it's still the same. There's 3 intelligent alien factions who before occupied almost all of space, which was annoying. There are now dead systems where there's no presence of intelligent life.
Oh yeah.
Which is nice because it's kind of dumb seeing stations everywhere. But there are those 3 factions, and then there's animals and stuff you'll see around. If I just do a scan, you can see whatever that thing is. Some of them are hostile, some of them aren't. You can feed some of them.
Can you make some of them your pet and bring them on your ship? What's down there? You should just jump down there and see what's happening.
I don't think there are.
Toxins. That's good.
I don't think there are companions yet, but I've seen a lot of.
Dying
it's really fucking. It's just really toxic down there.
Good thing you're in a spacesuit.
Yeah.
Well, would there be something down there that you could salvage?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you could just go around and rob. I mean.
Okay.
You can play it kind of any way you want. Man, those clouds are hauling anus.
Can you dig a hole?
That was just a big bird.
For yourself to go into.
Yeah, if you want, yeah. So I'll just... Oh, shit. Take out my terrain manipulator.
Can you customize your character at all?
You can, yes.
That was pretty...
You chose
How
to be
deep
this
can
guy?
you go?
Yeah. You can go fairly deep. You can't go to, the core or anything, but...
Can you choose race, gender, all that?
Yeah, you can be any of the other intelligent alien factions. I don't know that there's a gender option, though I don't think there is there's the race I am, which is Anomaly, which I think is part of the Atlas. I think you're just kind of this guy. For the other alien factions, you might be able to choose it. I don't know.
Does that thing want to kill you now?
Yeah, there's these Sentinel guys are on some planets. I guess particularly where there's valuable stuff. They're there to make sure that nobody fucks with anything. So
why don't you destroy him and raid his body?
Because more dudes will come.
Oh, okay.
I like bigger dudes. There's ATST guys that'll come.
Dope.
And fuck your shit.
So your life support system has gone down to 10%.
Yeah, no, I just fixed that.
Aaron, do you recommend people check it out?
Yeah. Now I definitely if you were excited for what you were promised back when this was coming out, I think you'll enjoy it now. and the multiplayer is pretty easy to do. It's not like I was kind of thinking, oh well, you spawn into this galaxy where there's zillions of things and planets and shit. How do you find your friends? If you join somebody on Steam, you'll just appear next to them. Or I would assume it works the same on PlayStation as well. If you join somebody's game, you appear next to them.
Is it multiplayer like in an MMO, or is it like instanced multiplayer?
I guess it's instanced, but I mean it is persistent as well. Like if somebody's on the other side of the planet, I'll see a marker where they are and I can go to them. There's no like loading or anything.
Do they just appear as like an orb, like in Fable?
No, they'll look like.
Unless you click on that,
they'll look like me.
Bring them into your world.
And I guess they would if you didn't join their game. But if you join their game, it'll load you into like their instance of it. I guess it's more. I guess is how it would work. But once you're in the same game together, it's not like you leave your game and join theirs. You're just
so it's not
together.
A persistent world.
I don't know what you mean. Like
is it
if
like
I dig
World
a
of
hole,
Warcraft, or is it like?
I don't know what World of Warcraft is like.
Well, you've played an MMO before.
You can always see them all the time, and everything they do, you can see as well. So whatever that is, you're
But
never.
What if you're not in their game? I don't understand.
Then you don't. They just show. If you don't join their game, they just show up as an orb.
So you're not on a giant server sort of thing.
I guess you are if you're talking about the orbs, but if you then join somebody's game, you get moved to a separate thing. But you don't have to like reload anything, or you don't lose anything. You just appear next to them.
So right now, somebody comes to this planet.
Yeah.
Somebody not in your game, do you see them?
They would be an orb.
If they set up a base, would you see that base?
I wouldn't see their base if they're an orb.
Okay. If
they
you
start
friends,
blowing up the planet, would you see the blown up planet?
No. The only time I can see their actions is when we're in the same when we join each other.
It's a big tree.
So my question about that is, if you set up a base right where you're standing now,
Yep.
and your friend also did that and then joined your game, would that glitch the fuck out? I think you should try it.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah, bring all your friends in.
I mean, Dave has started building some stuff in this game, and he's not in here now, so I could go to where his base is and see if it's there. But it's already been there, so I don't know.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, does the stuff that the people build around you stay there?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a good question. You'd have to test it out, I guess, and see what would happen.
That's
Somebody.
cool.
I think the way it works is actually if you have to place like a computer, like a base computer,
okay,
and that grants you like building permission to the surrounding area.
Yeah.
And I think when you place the computer, oh, here comes Bike Asshole. No, it wasn't super loud. I think once you place it, you have to. It requests permission, and I guess that's a server fetch.
Yeah.
And that just checks and sees if anybody else has built anything in that area, and if they haven't, then it gives you permission.
Okay.
So I guess that's a way of preventing it.
That's pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure that dude was just Anakin going through trying to catch the Bulba.
Yeah.
Mine tricks thought they were gonna be.
Didn't you hear the?
Someone's gonna win.
Didn't you hear the thing?
When did Watto get here?
Fucking racket Sebulba's pod racer made.
Hey, Jordan. Do you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yeah, you got damn right I do.
What if I told you it perpetuated white beauty and you're a literal Nazi for liking it?
That's an over-exaggeration.
Who said that?
Nobody. Andrew's being...
Andrew said it. But
Adam
there is a
say-
reboot coming.
Yes.
You know damn well the world is binary.
There is a
You're not a
reboot
racist or
coming,
not.
and the
Only
creator...
Sith deals in absolutes.
Joss Whedon's involved.
Joss Whedon wants it rebooted, and he wants Buffy to be played by a black actress.
Okay. I don't want a reboot.
Nobody does except Joss Whedon.
But you're racist if you don't want to reboot.
I think
Yeah,
I think it'll be great. Like I'm sure. Like if Joss is doing it, that's gonna be cool.
Maybe.
What?
But like honestly, like why not just continue with the story or like? 'Cause
Yeah, why
season
can't it
7,
be in
8,
the same
9,
universe?
Like,
Because it was a mistake.
But what?
Okay.
Oh, like,
Maybe he'll do Angel in Buffy.
In comics, like in Marvel Comics, when they made Thor a woman
Angel.
and they made Spider-Man black, they didn't eliminate Peter Parker and the actual god Thor. They didn't get rid of those characters or retcon them out. What they said is like, these characters had their time. Let's try something new. So they made new characters. So the female Thor was Jane. I forget her last name.
Fonda.
Yeah. Thor, the kind of played by Natalie Portman in the movies. She ended up becoming Thor.
Oh, she was awful.
Spider-Man ended up becoming Miles Morales. What?
Natalie Portman in those movies. Well, her character was awful in those movies.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman wasn't great in those movies either.
No, but I mean, she didn't have a whole lot to work
Character
with.
aside, I think she phoned it in.
There wasn't a lot to work with.
No, there really wasn't.
So I don't understand why they can't have another a Buffy the Vampire Slayer show that takes place in the same universe, but just focusing on a black Slayer. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't see them.
Can we not use the term Black Slayer?
Well, that's what she would be. She's a Slayer of vampires.
Black Vampire Slayer.
Black Vampire.
Would it be any better if I said African American Slayer, or is that worse?
I think
I think it's just as bad.
this is bad. We gonna get kicked off of YouTube, everybody.
Okay.
Yep.
Adam, you want to see something cool?
What? Whoa, it's cool.
Oh man, my capital ship warped in.
That's pretty cool.
How cool is that?
Look, it's copper, but it looks like gold.
You can also do. Remember the. Just to get back to this for a second, because I forgot something. Remember the missions, like the real-time missions you could do in Black Flag?
Yeah.
This has that sort of thing as well, where you can buy frigate ships, like for combat exploration or trade, and then you can send them off on missions.
Oh.
And they'll send like you can call them on the comms beacon, and they'll like tell you what they're doing. It's actually really cool. It's a cool system that you can radio them and ask what they're doing and like what the system they're in is like.
What are you doing right now? Nothing. Don't come in.
I don't like how
Welcome
you're currently losing mine percentage.
What?
Is that your gun?
Yeah, so everything uses resources.
Oh. Weapon life. Do we really need that?
So I don't understand why they can't have a Black Vampire Slayer in the show. And have it, or you know
They
what I mean?
can.
Or
I think
maybe she takes up, I don't know, this would be stupid, but maybe she's like, Buffy was such a hero to me, I'm going to take up the name of Buffy, and that'll be my, like, alter ego.
Yeah.
that's the thing. I'm pretty sure, because I would say, I guess, me and Jordan are the biggest Buffy fans here. Am I right in saying?
I like
Buffy a
Angel.
lot.
Yeah?
But now
I liked Angel more, but Buffy was
Yeah,
great,
true
so.
that.
Buffy's go-to.
Anyway, yeah.
Ooh.
Angel's got claim
Booger on there.
I do have clammy hands.
My issue with this is not the
Diarrhea.
fact that she's black, not the fact that they're making another Buffy show or whatever. My issue with it is that it is specifically a reboot.
Yeah.
Because like that universe has such a wealth of information and characters and events
And
that
they
it's
fucked
like,
over Angel.
why can't you just have her be another Slayer in the same universe? Why does it have to be specifically Buffy? So it's just
like, I feel like enough time has passed at the moment where between what the last show we had in this universe ended in 2005? Is that when Angel ended?
something like that.
So it's been at least 10 years, if not more, since the last show. I think there's been enough separation of distance where everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Buffy the Vampire
been almost
Slayer."
15 years.
I know that, and but you could still say, "Hey, this takes place kind of in that same universe, and it would be more of a softcore reboot."
Yeah. I mean, Joss is not a stranger to like expanded universes.
Yeah.
Guys, do you know what they did?
What?
They rebooted Reboot.
And it's awful.
Yeah.
It is. It's terrible.
Stop rebooting things.
I haven't watched.
Particularly things named reboots.
They're
To
rebooting
be
She-Ra
fair-
now too.
To be fair, I haven't seen
The hell's going on
the
with
new
that show?
reboot, but I don't really
Yeah,
want to
it's
because the trailer looks that bad.
It's really like it's all live action.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then there's like 10 minutes in the mainframe. Like it's just, and it's like I think they have the same. Like there was the same episode for each episode in Reboot, but it was like for a kids cartoon at the time that happened. That's a hilarious glitch happening. Right?
Well, it's not a glitch. It's just a really slow shadow of my ship.
Oh.
Fucking massive.
But yeah, like Reboot was really cool because they had like, here's a formula for our show, but we're gonna change it up and make it really cool. Like that's what '90s cartoons did.
Well, it was
and modern stuff is like, hey, we have a ABC episode. It's like writing a song now. It's like, all right, we have an ABC recipe to do this, and it's gonna be the exact same thing every day. But we're going to change the dialogue and just change a little bit about each episode.
I would argue that's true about some shows, but then there's other shows like Steven Universe and Adventure Time.
Yeah, but like... Yeah, I know, but...
Nobody watched those.
But certainly... You know? What? Yes, they did. Steven Universe and Adventure Time are very popular.
Literally nobody has ever seen those shows.
Okay.
I've never seen them.
I will say that it's the new reboot looks extremely lazy, so yeah. I would hope that if they do a reboot that Joss Whedon is at least willing to put the time and energy in to make it good. I have never seen him phone it in before except for Aliens 4, in which he was a writer, and that movie was bad. Moving on.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand it either, and I think the only people that would understand it is Joss Whedon.
Yeah, so I'm
and
sure
people like Joss Whedon.
It's going to be phenomenal, so...
Let's all get married and cheat on our wives twice, and maybe we'll understand.
Is that what he did?
Maybe we'll understand. Maybe we'll understand.
Come on, man.
Even he's rebooting his marriage.
Yeah. Maybe focus on that.
Cabin in the Woods 2. Come on, do it.
Hey, Rory saw Mamma Mia.
Let's move on. Next point. I'm going to go see it too, but...
I love how Rory keeps adding to these topic lists with things that only he knows about, and then he doesn't show up for the podcast.
Wasn't Mamma Mia already a thing?
Yeah, so
this is the second
sequel.
one.
Why was it not called Here We Go Again?
That's the subtitle.
It is.
Oh.
Here we go again.
I thought this was Aaron's sarcastic comment he added here.
No.
Where? What do you mean?
Is it Rory saw Mamma Mia? Here we go again.
Oh. No, I thought that was...
this happens a lot.
Why didn't they just call it that?
On.
That's dumb.
Well, they gotta put Mamma Mia there, otherwise people
there would
won't
be
know.
no brand recognition.
So is this a reboot of Mamma Mia?
No, this is a prequel.
A prequel?
Yeah, so Meryl Streep's character in the first one, it's about her.
It's actually
her original story.
it happens
why
on
is
both
it called
ends.
Here We Go Again?
No, it happens on both sides of it.
Does it?
So yeah, it's a flash forward and a flashback.
Oh man, I'm not up on my Mamma Mia lore, as Rory would say.
I don't know how they made a sequel using the same music. It's a musical.
This is as dumb as when Rockstar called Red Dead Redemption 2.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I think we need to have an intervention with Rory's liberal use of the term lore, because he's like, well, according to the lore...
He goes by Lori now.
Oh, man.
He's like, according to the lore of World War II, I'm like,
pain.
you mean history? According to the lore of this car manual...
It's Earth lore.
Yeah. No.
He's like, here's the lore of Star Wars, and then he explains the plot of the film. Like, that's just the plot. That's not lore.
I'm assuming that this next point is also Rory's, and we should just completely skip it.
Wait, no, I'm not finished talking about Mamma Mia.
Okay.
So uses the same music.
Some of the songs are the same, yes.
Let's be honest.
It's called Here We Go Again, even though it's a prequel.
ABBA only
it's not a
had
prequel.
a couple
It's
a sequel.
It's like a sandwich. It's like a sandwich movie.
So it takes before
stuff
and
happens
after.
Before and after the movie. Like it's flashbacks. So the premise of the movie is that the main character Sophie, her mother's dead, I believe, and
not Meryl Streep.
Yeah, Meryl Streep because she's not in
last
it.
week beacon thing.
I figured it would be about
And
Meryl
so-
Streep having a stroke and then remembering the
Meryl-
first movie.
no, Meryl
Because it
Streep-
clearly recovers the exact same ground.
No, Meryl Streep dies, and now her daughter's having a baby, and it goes back to the flashback where her mother is
So
having...
the present day is used
So
as
she
a
remembers being born.
So the present day is used as a framing device.
It's like her dad's and her mom's friends all are setting up the story of how her mother had her as a kid.
It seems kind of contrived.
As a young adult.
Mamma Mia, contrived? What?
I'm gonna go see it. I did enjoy the first one. I really like Amanda Seyfried's voice.
See, I didn't like the remixes of a lot of because I love ABBA and I didn't like the remixes of the songs.
No, some of them are really good. Some of them are bad.
Mostly because Pierce Brosnan can't sing for shit.
There we go again, my boy. How can I forget that I was born a couple of years ago? But that's what it sounds like.
Oh, I watched The Foreigner with Jackie Chan and Pierce Brosnan.
I heard it was good.
Great movie.
I heard it was really good.
Oh, there's some funny moments in it because Brosnan is the bad guy now.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Well, from what I saw, like leading on, like I don't know how it ends.
I guess
just watched,
he's
minutes.
kind of the antagonist in the movie,
okay.
but I wouldn't say he's a bad guy.
Okay.
Somebody shooting off fireworks.
Yeah, probably.
Or
each other.
killing.
It is CBS.
It is.
It's
Well,
paradise.
this is paradise.
Yeah, it's
but-
paradise.
Just as bad.
All right, so we done talking about that now?
Keep your shootings in CBS, please.
Hey Adam.
Yeah.
Are you a Christina Hodson fan?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on, because Rory, get your head out of your ass.
At least he hasn't released songs that are now being pirated on Spotify, which I didn't even know was capable of being.
It's not pirated. Someone released a song under our name.
Do you want to talk about this on the podcast?
No.
Okay. Hey.
Someone released a song under our name, and I wish they hadn't. That's all. Let's move on.
Yeah,
to the
go to
next thing.
Spotify and scroll to the bottom. Check them out.
Don't do it.
So wait, hang on. What was this point? What was his point that he was
Yeah, he
making?
just wrote this thing.
Christina Hodson is writing Birds of Prey.
So that's the thing that's happening. If you give a shit about it, sorry, we're not the podcast for
I
you.
don't know
Moving
who
on.
Christina
next one
Hodson is. and I don't
GTA
know what
After
Birds
Hours
of Prey is.
update.
Is Birds of Prey a plane movie?
No, it's a.
I don't care anymore. Yeah, so GTA.
GTA put out the After Hours update, and I've yet to play it. It's downloaded on my console currently, but I don't have it.
You don't have what?
I haven't played it yet.
Go away, Sentinel.
Aaron, what is this After Hours update on GTA?
So the short of it is now you can buy and manage your own nightclubs in GTA.
You can dance in your nightclub.
Yeah, so you can.
Can it be a strip joint? I was gonna call it something much dirtier.
What were you gonna call it?
A pussy plant.
No, you can't. You can't do that.
Why did that come to mind? That's not what they're called.
Not a single human being in the history of mankind has ever called a strip club a pussy
On the
plant.
first one. On the first one. And I don't know why I said
That's a PixelJunkies podcast exclusive, folks. Pussy plant.
Can you turn them into strip joints?
No, you can't.
Now we.
Oh, yes.
Not only
So that's the
not
next
only
update,
do we
isn't it?
have a title for the video, but I now have a name for my club when I eventually get one.
What were we talking about?
Altered Carbon Season 2.
No, we were talking about After Hours.
Yeah, you can buy and decorate and set up your own nightclub now. There's a couple of missions in it. You can pick the DJ you want. Right now there's only one, but they're adding a new one every week.
A new DJ?
Yeah.
Like math.
Can I get like a 70s, 80s DJ who doesn't touch the fucking console as soon as he starts playing the music? As in like a Spotify playlist that replaces the guy who's like, yo, another one! Yo, another one! Yo, cool tonight? Y'all having fun? Yeah!
I don't know what some of the DJs actually do though. They're just like they twist the volume knob a tiny bit and that's
What are
it.
they doing out
Are
there?
you trying to say something
I'm not trying to say anything.
about DJs?
No. They get paid 3 times as much as me.
Sounds
Sit
like you
behind the
are.
fuck console and hit play.
Didn't you go to school to do sound design? Can't you also be a DJ?
Not sound design, but sound engineer. I could.
Adam, anybody can be a DJ.
Anybody, not to be a dick or anything, but it's like photographers, right? Like anybody can be a photographer nowadays. Some people shouldn't. Anybody can be a DJ. A lot of people just shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you should learn some basic stuff first before you do anything.
You gotta do, like, there's some good stuff with DJing where you can do what's called beat matching so that, like,
Yeah, that's a talent, actually.
nobody downtown knows how to do it. So you have a song that's like 120 BPMs and then it drops down to 80. And so they just let it happen and it goes. And there's this awkward 4 seconds where everybody's like, what the hell just happened to my body? Whereas most people would get that and then they would slow it down and then that would be a point where psychologically you're like, oh, it's a slow song, I'm gonna go get another drink or I'm gonna slow dance. And it's like there's a psychology to DJing that only certain people understand. Like,
Yeah.
and it's just, it's like making music. It's like, if I want to, I know that when I played Squidfest this year,
Which is a real thing.
It is a real thing. There was one guy in the crowd who's like, pick up the tempo. And I was like, if I was anywhere other than here today, that would be a viable request. But my music, you should have researched my band before you came to see me play, or shut up. And that's the thing. Like, it's like, I'm done with apologizing
You're stomping his mellow.
Well, it's like, it's so funny because it's like, what are you here for? Well, I'm here to get drunk. Well, you're at the wrong place because other people came here to listen to music right now.
Wagon wheel, though, Jordan.
Well, that's it. Like, that's the kind of stuff we deal with, right? And it's like, whatever, but I don't know. It's just, I'm done apologizing for that stuff because I think the songs that we write are good songs. They're not all like up tempo all the time. There's, you know,
why not?
because I don't particularly find any satisfaction in writing songs like that.
Stop your heels.
But that's it. Like, so it's just like, you know, you get into some venues and you're like, all right, well, we're not playing this venue again. Right? But
well, you get the spoons
you learn
out.
20 words and fluent?
90% of people that we play for are totally enjoy the music that we play.
That's not how my French
So it's just fun in that thing. But, like, it goes the same for DJs. Like, you gotta know what you're doing. You gotta know what you're doing. And they don't.
So, what does this have to do with Grand Theft Auto?
DJs in Grand Theft Auto.
Okay, yeah, but you went on an entire tirade about your life when Aaron's trying to explain that they're adding new DJs.
No, I asked Jordan to expand on his point.
Entirely giving up on trying to explain stuff on this fucking podcast.
Anyway, I don't know how I feel about it. I haven't heard the DJs yet.
The DLC?
Are they any good? Yeah, the DLC. I haven't played it yet, so I'm excited to try it.
More ultimately, the nightclubs and the DJ stuff is a front for your underground business dealings.
Because let's not forget you're a dirty crim.
So can you set up like card tables? Can you?
That would be interesting.
Drug running,
no.
like gambling things.
The nightclub itself is physically a place for a DJ to play music and people to come and dance.
Okay.
You can promote it, like you can put up posters and you can fly around in a blimp and play music from it, that sort of thing to promote it.
That's cool.
That'll give you, okay, I guess you get more technology from the same thing I already picked up. That will earn you, I think the maximum your nightclub can earn per in-game day is 10,000. That's kind of not much. It almost just pays for itself. I think it costs like almost $6,000 to run and maintain on its own. So you're making almost no money off of the revenue from that.
Yeah.
And if you look at just that, it's kind of like, well, this is dumb. I'm not making any money from this. Why the fuck would I bother?
If you don't pay the $6,000 a day, do you lose it?
You don't lose your club, but you won't be able to use any of the features. And I actually did that the other day because I've been buying some businesses in the game. Okay. And I spent all of my money, and my mechanic wouldn't deliver me cars, and I couldn't use any of the things in my house. Like I couldn't watch TV, and I couldn't get a shower. So like, if you don't,
that's really cool.
If you don't pay your bills, you can't use anything.
I like that. Like that's real life in that sense.
You gotta buy those shark cards to keep the cable in the water.
That's the whole point of it. But
you really don't. All you gotta do is play like a couple of missions, and you're good for like a long time.
Yeah, I mean, me and Jordan and Adam played a couple of missions a couple nights ago, and I made 170,000 off of that.
How'd you make 170 and I only made 100?
$100. I don't know. I mean, that's how much I made. So
okay.
I guess it's just better than you are.
Yeah, he's got more.
I don't know.
He's got more shark cards than I do.
Also, in the game, I said I have a tank, and I said to Jordan, "Hey, do you want to drive this tank?" And he said, "Sure." He gets in and then drives away without me.
Did I do that?
Yeah, because I was screaming, "Hey, Jordan, come back, you son of a bitch!"
I like doing that. And then there was another. Aaron was like, "I'm gonna come pick you up," and I was like, "All right." And I started driving like a civilian down the road. I stopped at a red light. He's like, "You getting out or what?" And I didn't have a headset, so this is where the lack of communication is hilarious.
So what did you think I was doing?
I was just being an idiot, and I was like driving pedestrian like, and I was like,
I can still see where you are.
I know, but it was just like
me and Adam went off, and then when we got to the thing like 4 miles away, George was like, "Get me!"
I texted him.
What the fuck, Jordan? So we went back, and then Jordan's just sitting in an SUV for a minute.
Yeah,
like, come on.
So funny. But it stopped at a red light. Otherwise, it would have been driving around. Too funny.
Anyway, so basically all of the other DLCs that have come out for this game, the bunker, like the gun running stuff, the biker club stuff, the CEO stuff, all that stuff that's come out over the last year or two, that all contributes to making money with this DLC. So if you have all of that stuff, you can now hire NPCs to go and essentially run those missions for you. So you don't actually have to do anything. They'll manage the businesses themselves. All you need to do is hire them. And then you can make money AFK, basically.
Do they work under the same principle as the heists in the actual game? Where you can hire the cheaper employee?
Kind of, but you don't need to do anything. Once they're hired and assigned to a business, then they run it, and that's it. Like, you don't need to manage it.
No, but Jordan's saying...
Is there like a 20% success rate?
There's no success rate. They just do it.
Oh.
They like if you have a cocaine business and you assign a guy to it, he'll get like a unit of cocaine or whatever it is every, I think it's an hour.
However one measures cocaine.
1 unit.
Yeah.
I prefer to have my cocaine in units
cube
of
or whatever.
sniffs.
I don't even know what the hell I'm doing.
I have 30,000 sniffs.
This kidney is worth 1 unit of cocaine.
No, it's 1 sniff.
Yeah,
I
so
have 30
so
sniffs
that
of cocaine for you.
I gotta get copper.
You sound like the dude who's auctioning off the dinosaurs in Jurassic World.
I've got
You mean fucking Arnim Zola?
What?
Arnim Zola?
Yeah.
It would be an interesting mechanic, though, to be able to hire different people for...
And have different success
your
rates.
businesses.
Yeah.
Like, maybe don't hire Cokie McBloat.
Yeah, like he'll extort your business,
Yeah.
and then you gotta go murder him.
Why not?
You gotta go murder him. And then it's like a separate mission that gets created where you have to murder him.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
I mean, it
think that'd be
sounds
interesting.
cool, but it would be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Having to manage all that stuff.
Yeah.
okay, but...
That's kind of
still-
why you make a game.
If
Like
you have 5
depth-
guys and they all betray you, it's like, all right, we're
Okay,
gonna
well,
start.
maybe be better at hiring people.
Yeah.
Well, then you would
Pay
just
the
hire
20% instead of the 4%.
You're
next
Dirty
time.
Crim hiring other Dirty Crims. I mean...
But like in the game itself, you
You
hire
would just
when you hire a hitman or a driver. they
Yeah,
have
then
a
you would
certain
just hire
person-
the guy with the highest success rate. It's just not like you're metagaming it at that point. It's not like, oh,
Yeah,
I'll hire
but you're
this
paying
guy.
more money then.
Yeah, so you just pay more money.
Yeah, but like the whole point of you hiring someone who's cheaper is that you could do the work yourself.
Yeah, maybe like if
Or
you
that
get
they're
all
going to
the-
mess it up or they're not going to mess it up.
Yeah,
like
so,
in game, you know?
so
Yes.
if you get all the best people, maybe you make 500,000 a day. But maybe if you hire all the worst people, you make like $1 million a day in profits. But
I think
you
they're-
also find out that maybe the cops are onto you more, or
I think the risk reward isn't worth the payoff. Like, you might get more, but for a higher risk involved and a higher buy-in, presumably, because you'd have to keep resetting it, I don't think it would be worth it.
I don't. Well, they can fine tune it to add some depth to a game that
Yeah.
desperately needs some depth.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do find a lot of joy in just fucking around in the game, but I find it does lack multiple levels. Like, you know, when you go to do the coke mission to pick up stuff or do a car mission for Lamar, it's like pick up this car
I agree.
for Lamar.
It
Pick
would
up
be
this
it would be
car for
cool if they
Lamar.
had like a set of main quests that didn't really contribute to anything else, but maybe introduced you to all of the businesses that you could run.
Yeah,
So
totally.
it'd be cool to have a main quest. Maybe that's not entirely lucrative, but something to, I mean, I guess that was kind of the heists, but
yeah,
maybe something a bit more solo. I don't know.
yeah, no, totally.
Some more story stuff would be interesting. I'm not opposed to that.
Would be interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to play it, but at the same time, I don't have the money to play it.
Yeah.
I have 1.7 million, which means I can't buy a base still.
You could buy a nightclub with 1.7.
I can buy a nightclub, but I have to pay to operate it, and I have to.
Yeah, I mean that's
From a financial standpoint,
that's the
I'm
thing.
still
A lot
kinda
of the
stuck, right?
businesses, and it's entirely Rockstar's means of like balancing it, is a lot of the businesses aren't very lucrative unless you have more money to invest in them in other ways. Like if you just go and buy like a coke business or a vehicle warehouse thing, there's like, I don't know, just certain ways that you can run it that will get you the most money, and most of the ways that you would run it, maybe to somebody who doesn't know how to do it or they're just screwing around, they'll probably end up spending more money than they make.
Yeah.
And I think that's designed entirely on purpose. So, you know, it's like, oh man, a business, I can make money from this. And you can.
Is there a
but
lot of
most people
work?
don't.
Is there a lot of work, let's say, for like besides setting it up? Once you set it up, the businesses, like you're saying, for them to go do those missions, is there a lot of upkeep then? Like, I know if I buy the hen house in the main game, if I don't go and kick the shit out of somebody once a week, then I lose my profits for that week.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. For the nightclubs, I think there's a chance, if you have a lot of cargo, there's a chance that other gangs will come and attack your warehouse. And I think that's true for a lot of the warehouse-related businesses in the game. They have the potential of stealing your shit, and then you can go and try and get it back, or you can lose it. Oh. That's the same for this. I haven't encountered that myself yet, but it can happen because you can hire extra security to prevent that from happening.
Cool.
But for the most part, once you have all of that stuff in place, you don't need to do anything.
So what you're telling me is that I should buy $200 in shark card money and just buy everything. I mean,
if you're inclined to do that, you go ahead. But I mean, I wouldn't spend any money on shark cards.
But I find it's really hard. Like that 1.7 million that I have right now. A lot of that was like the free money that they gave away.
Yeah.
So like I still have barely made any cash in the game.
You don't really play it though.
I've played a fair bit. Like,
you play like an hour here and there. I mean,
guess so.
How much multiplayer have you played outside of playing with us? Any?
Only a little.
Because like up until now, I guess even still now, a lot of the businesses are lucrative for the CEO, like the owner of the business.
See, I don't even know how to make a CEO position.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I don't know if you need to own a CEO thing to get a nightclub. I don't think you do.
Okay.
But you can buy an office and then run missions through that. Like,
so that's what that is.
Yeah, that's what me and Aaron do when we do the vehicle missions. Is we're both CEOs. Yeah.
So with the CEO, you can run vehicle missions like stealing cars and selling them, or cargo where you can steal cargo and sell it.
Is there more money in that on your own?
Yeah. So you can make $100,000 a pop per vehicle for high-end vehicles sold.
80,000. More or less.
Well, 80,000, yeah. But that's still a lot. That's
that's double. That's like 3 missions at least. Like
at least, yeah.
For the amount of time it takes. Yeah, I mean,
especially if it's Gerald.
Yeah, his missions are dog shit.
So
go get me 1 brick of coke and kill these Mexicans for it.
Yeah.
Okay, man.
There's $20 for your hard times.
But for the amount of time it takes to do a vehicle mission and then sell it, even by yourself, it's 10, 15 minutes maybe.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
And so then you can make 80,000 that way.
Wow.
So like me and Aaron were playing today before I came over for the podcast, and I played for about an hour and a half. Would you say, Aaron? And I made about.
So does that mean that you have to split those profits?
No, I was playing. We were both in separate. No. We were just in the same lobby chatting.
The host never splits profits. If you're the CEO, always makes all of the money from the business.
Yeah.
The people that you hire make a salary, and depending on the jobs that you've done and how good they are at being an employee, their salary goes up. So I think it's anywhere from 5,000 to 20,000 every 15 minutes. I think.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we'll do sometimes when we're playing. Is somebody will just become CEO.
When you're CEO, I make $2,000.
Yeah. So if I just become CEO, we're just screwing around in free roam. If I become CEO, then you guys all make money passively.
Does that get taken away from you?
No.
Oh, well, that's pretty great then.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
It's not too bad. I mean, if you enjoy the game, then it's a lot easier to get into it. If you don't like grinding and you're not big on that style of gameplay and you're not cool on unlocking stuff, then
to be fair, this is the game one of the few games I'm actually fairly accepting of the microtransactions. I've never used them, but because you've gotten so much content for free that is technically still accessible in the game. I mean, you do have to grind for a lot of it. I'm okay with them adding shark cards and stuff because and at least it's not, again, I'm saying at least, that's a fairly weak argument, but it is only just to buy money in the game. It's not like you can, like, there's exclusive cars or anything. It's just to buy the money so you can buy other stuff.
Which, it just sucks for people who are not lazy versus the people who are lazy or rich. Like, that's the...
Well, the problem with the shark cards is they're not nearly valuable enough. I think it's $20 for a million
bucks or something,
and that's not enough money. That's basically saying that there's very little. Most of the cars are either under $1 million or above, above $1 million. That's how you kind of classify it. So if you want to get a laser, I think which is like the main jet in the game, I think a laser is like what, $4 million.
Something like that.
Lasers are stupidly expensive. I don't know why. Like, you know, when the game first came out, you could jump the fence and steal them from Zancudo.
Yeah.
They only recently gave you the ability to buy those, and I think there's 6 million now.
Yeah.
Maybe less than that with the trade.
So can you still steal it? You just can't own it?
You can still steal it, yeah, but you don't own them.
But and you when you own the laser, you can customize it. You can put on like like explosive cannons and,
you put lasers on it
and stuff. No. But they're
Ironically.
basically telling you that one jet is worth $120 in real money, and it's not.
No,
it's not.
dumb.
That's
I mean, the actual monetary value of things is dumb.
Yeah. Like, me and Aaron complain all the time that, like, I'll be driving the equivalent of, like, a Lamborghini Aventador. I'll jump off of a ramp, soar through the air, crash into a truck. The car will get heavily damaged. The doors will fall off. All the glass will be broken. The car will be bent. There's be, like, structural damage, and the tires will go missing. And then the repair job is something like, $1,200. And then I'll go buy a t-shirt and the t-shirt costs, like, $10,000. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's dumb.
There's like popularity structure.
There's a weird non-existent economy in the game.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is going to be a popular item. Let's put it up.
It exists. The economy exists. It's just Rockstar's economy.
Yeah. It's definitely. I think it's the
cool texture there.
I think that's the curse you or the kind of like, this is a video game, don't think about it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or this is a video game, give us more money.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's like everything's been fine-tuned to get just enough people to buy the shark cards to be profitable.
Yeah.
To make as much money as possible. Like, some people will not buy shark cards. Like, you guys won't buy shark cards.
I think I
But
bought
the
one.
activities in the game will all be fine-tuned to give people just enough money to incentivize the whales to purchase those shark cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And to be fair, this is a game that's made more money than any other game. It is manipulative, but it's less manipulative than other games.
I guess. I mean, I won't disagree that a lot of the actions and effectively the economy in the game promote the buying of shark cards, but there's nowhere in the game that advertises them. Like, you have to go out of your way and say, I want to buy a shark card. Like, you might load up when the game is loading, it might show you whatever deals are going on. Like, here's this new card that's in the game, or here's this new content, or shark cards are on sale. But that's the only time you'll ever see anything. Like, it's not in the physical game itself. There's no, like, give us money.
There are,
screens.
I mean, because it is manipulative, but there are worse examples out there. I'm not defending it, but I am saying that this is there are other games that deserve more score.
I'm not defending it either, but I mean, like, of the cultural norms. Like, I feel like if you were to hit a cooldown screen when you're doing a vehicle sell mission, most games like this would say, like, rush the cooldown with money. But, like, this doesn't have that. There's no monetary way to fast track unless you buy a shark card and then buy money.
Yeah.
So, it's, as far as, like, it's scummy, but it's non-invasive. Like, it doesn't ruin my experience.
No, and that's the thing. It's on the individual. Like, it's kind of nice.
So,
but there's fucking assholes who play that game. It just bugs me sometimes.
With the griefers?
Just the people who are like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna shoot you in the face right now. Now, that's me mostly. But
you're kind of asking for that.
No, I'm not. When I'm not asking for it, I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna go into the shop and just buy some chips, and they're like, you got gone down, bitch. And I'm like,
you didn't scream at me as a 12-year-old Russian, so that wasn't accurate. And don't do it because there's people asleep.
You just give Jordan a reminder. Also, this thing is cool as well because I'm on here and I just remembered it again. The freighters have like customizable interiors.
Yeah.
So if I just go into like a crafting mode here, I can like change the inside. So like I can add hallways up or
Jesus
down.
Christ, that's trippy.
Does that reflect outside?
I mean, the interior is massive, so no.
But if you build it up like 30 stories...
No, I mean, you're still confined to the shape of the interior, Jordan. But
well, that's good.
So you can build wherever you want.
If you're confined to the interior space, I agree with that. But if you're not, then, like, fuck that.
Yeah, you just get like a generic hallway up to the main room, and then everything else you can just build yourself.
That's cool.
And you can place like beds and chairs and shit as well. You're going to decorations.
So I guess moving on, we should.
I don't have everything unlocked though.
We should talk about. I think. Oh, was it Altered Carbon's getting a season 2? They just confirmed the new actor. I think. Who is it?
Yeah, sweet.
It's Anthony Mackie.
Oh, cool.
I don't know who that is.
That's pretty cool.
Does anybody know who that is?
You do know who that is, Jordan.
Who is he?
He's
Falcon. Is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah. From the MCU.
From Avengers.
Oh, cool. That's sick. It's good to see him doing more stuff. Yeah, I know him. I know him.
Personally.
I know him. He's a buddy of mine.
Oh shit.
So yeah, he's a great actor.
He's a friend.
Or at least he's great in the MCU.
I assume he's playing.
He's
Todd.
an actor in the MCU.
So no, okay. My
Yeah,
only
he's
thing
good.
is like
I
the
don't know.
MCU doesn't really
He's
set
alright.
people up to be great actors.
Yeah.
Because, well, I guess it does, because you kind of got to have, like a split between, like, a serious and comedic role a lot of the time. But he's funny, so I don't know.
Every time.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, because Marvel Universe is about quirky quips, you know, like, here's a joke. But
Get
I don't
as many
know.
out as you can.
I don't know
Here's
how
a
that
joke.
works
Per
with
hour.
Altered Carbon. And also, that show gave me a lot of anxiety, but
Do you like it?
I did like it,
Yeah.
but it gave me a bit of anxiety. Just the whole... That'd be really cool to happen.
Why do you get anxiety so easily? Does that getting anxiety give you anxiety?
No, it's mostly to do with the longevity of life, and this is a really cool thing that I'm never going to see happen. And that's
Not with that attitude, you won't.
Well, exactly.
There's a few graphical glitches I'm noticing in this.
Yeah, there's a couple. They got a bit of
we
polishing
should also
to
talk about.
So is he playing Talk though? Before you get off that topic,
I don't know.
Did you say taco?
Is he playing Talk?
Oh.
The main
Yes.
is that the main character?
I think so, anyway. Because
I think he'd be a good.
Because the other
he'd be a
guy
good
gets
person.
his body back at the end of the
Yeah,
season.
yeah, I know, but I mean, I think he'd be. I'm just curious because I feel like he would be a good choice to play him.
Yeah, I would assume so, and I would assume they're bringing back his real body actor as well.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
There'll
I
probably
don't
be a
know
couple of
his name.
flashbacks or something.
So that was a really interesting thing too, because you could just kind of like, hey, you're the main character.
Hopefully,
Nah,
we
fuck
get
you.
to see Dacian Lackman naked 200 times again.
I think the benefit of a show like that is that as the show progresses and gets more and more popular, they don't have to necessarily worry about paying the main actor anymore because they can just kill him off and pay someone a lot less money, right? Or get a female for the role, you know, Hollywood. You see what I did there?
Or even a black female, and she can be Buffy.
Exactly, but like, you know, it's one of those things. Like, it's kind of cool, but it's also, you know, you can write yourself out of the job if you're not very good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Fallout Miami,
God
which
damn
is
it.
a cool little expansion, got a trailer released. A full trailer, because I think the trailer that we saw before was a teaser.
It was a teaser, yeah.
So
So this is fan made?
It's a mod, yeah.
So from my understanding, that this takes we have never seen anything from Florida in any kind of official Fallout media.
No.
So it's interesting. I mean, this is why mods exist, because chances are Bethesda's never going to have a Fallout game take place in Florida. If they are, it's not going to be happening soon.
I think at this rate, they're never gonna have another full Fallout game ever.
Oh, you're breaking my heart.
Well, I mean, they're doing something really dumb. It'll be a financial.
We've had
I'm not going to argue with you.
We've had 8 conversations about Fallout 76 before, so like go ahead.
Oh.
And just
Well,
say
my
your
2
piece.
cents is that I didn't know anything about it, and I found out today that it's an MMO or whatever. And I'm not a fan. Just not a fan. Don't be at it. Stop making games like that.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't want to play with anybody else. They're all fucking idiots anyways. They all
I
rob my
agree.
shit.
Why is space green?
They all rob my shit.
Like
Space is
everywhere
great.
is nebulous, apparently.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that, you know, this is bringing some hope to the franchise after 76's announcement, because all we've really seen of this is some narration and, you know, the world of Miami that they're creating, which is really all we've seen of 76 as well. But this looks good. I mean, for a fan-made mod, it looks fantastic. Voice acting was good.
Yeah.
The world of Miami that they've created looks great. I'm excited for it.
I'll be interested to see, because I mean, obviously, in popular headspace, Miami is really known for the obviously, you know,
Miami Vice.
well, the Miami Vice, but more specifically the massive influx of cocaine and other narcotics during the 70s, 80s, and early 90s. So I'm wondering if that'll have anything to play with the story, if some of the factions will be like old, cartels or gangs or whatever. Maybe. Because Miami, there's a really interesting documentary that everyone should watch. It's on Netflix. It's called Cocaine Cowboys Reloaded. I think that's what it's called. And it's about it's interviewing people years afterwards who were involved in the drug trade. Cops and like smugglers and sellers and that sort of stuff. And they just talk about the history of the city. And it's really fascinating, some of the stuff that went on and like how violent things got. So if they took that as a basis, they could have some really interesting story stuff playing into the game, as opposed to just hopefully they'll do that, not just hey, here's Fallout on a like a Florida beach. And I think because it also takes place in Miami, Florida, and this obviously Miami is is pretty far away from Orlando, but they could absolutely take the steps and say instead of the shuttles launching from Cape Canaveral, maybe they launch closer to Miami, so you could have some stuff with NASA, or whatever the Fallout equivalent of NASA is. Maybe. And you could also have some stuff kind of like another Nuka world, which we got in Fallout 4.
Or like Disneyland.
Yeah. I think that might be interesting as well, because Florida is also known for its theme parks.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. I don't think we'll see any of that.
We won't, no.
It'll just be the city of Miami.
That's a lot. That's a big undertaking.
Oh, yeah, it's huge. It really
Why
is.
would you waste your time on that if you can't make any money doing it?
People really like Fallout, man.
I know, and I get it.
They would have said the same thing to you back when you were first starting being a musician.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess in that sense, it's like, why are you using someone else's sandbox?
Because that's how you get hired in the industry. Bethesda oftentimes hires people, at least my understanding, they hire a lot of people to into their companies. Like, hey, I worked on X mod for Fallout. Hey, that was a really popular mod. You must know what you're doing. Come work with us.
But that's not necessarily the reason why they're making it.
It's a lot of work.
Some people just really like the world.
Yeah.
And they want to...
Yeah.
Like,
but that's like a good way to...
The tools have been provided, and you can...
Yeah.
I'm not going to say you can easily make it, but you can make it more easily than you can in, Call of Duty or something.
What I mean is, by that is, like, it's a good, like, kind of, like... What mom and dad, what to say to mom and dad if they ask you, or like your family at Thanksgiving. It's like, what are you up to? It's like, oh, I'm helping to develop video games in order to get hired in the industry.
And they're like, I don't know what any of that means.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
I don't know what any of that means, Johnny. Are you a Beyblade? Right? Because they're ancient, they're 75 years old, and they don't know anything.
But they know Beyblades. That's under their
Are you a Pikachu?
Star Wars Episode 9 cast.
So who's excited for Star Wars Episode 9?
I'm pretty excited for it. I thought Episode 8 had a lot of good stuff going for it. I ultimately think Episode 8 was a good film. It just had a lot of flaws.
Great.
I
didn't see any of the flaws, even though Andrew's pointed them out to me. I don't think it took away from Star Wars.
But
I really wish I wasn't the guy to point out the flaws in a Star Wars movie. That makes me really sad.
I don't think it was you pointing them out. I think it was you having the most issue with them, maybe.
Yeah. Which is fine. I mean,
I think they're all completely valid. It's just,
they are.
It just makes me sad that I've become that guy.
You haven't become that guy. You haven't become. You just didn't like Star Wars Episode 8.
I really wish I liked it.
Yeah. It's not a betrayal. I mean, it's a flawed... I'll be the first to admit it's a flawed film. I just think that the good parts of the film outweigh the flaws. Unlike Episode 2, where I think ultimately the good parts of that film do not outweigh the flaws. I think Episode 2 is a more flawed film.
Yeah.
But that's a debate for another time. So we got a cast announcement.
The Clone Troopers are pretty cool.
Yes. Clone Troopers for life. So I'm assuming...
Was Rose back?
I'm assuming everyone, Daisy Ridley and... John Boyega and Adam Driver and oh my god, I can't remember his name. Jason Isaacs.
Oscar
Isaacs. Sorry.
Yeah.
Are back playing the main.
I wish it was
cast.
Jason Isaacs.
Yeah.
You don't like Oscar Isaacs?
I don't know how the whole Leia thing is going to play out.
So Leia's been recast.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's playing her?
Roseanne Barr will be playing.
Fuck off.
Apparently Leia, Carrie Fisher's back as Leia.
Oh, Disney finally got a hold of them necromancers, did they?
well,
they've had them all along.
It's more along the lines of mannequin strings, marionette.
Jesus Christ!
No.
Apparently, there was some unused footage from episode 8.
And they can also
so they can splice that together. I don't know if they're doing CG.
Well, they did.
They might Paul Walker her. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I prefer to think of it as Tarkining her because Tarkin was actually much better than Paul Walker.
Yeah, but Paul Walker is more relevant to this.
I suppose.
Who's Tarkin?
Grand Moff Tarkin, the main villain of Episode 4. They brought him back.
For yeah.
They did a great job with that. I thought that's as good as they could.
At the time, and I feel like, but his eyes were a little bit dead. But that was about it.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't really ask them to do much better. I mean,
he is.
Well, maybe they were true to life then.
Is Rose back for the movie?
Kelly Marie Tran is back. Yep.
Okay. What about is Mark Hamill slated for the film?
Yep.
Okay.
So is Billy D. Williams.
Ooh.
So Lando is
good.
I was really hoping he was going to be in
he's not going to be Lando.
Was he not in 8?
Nope.
He's gonna die. He's gonna die.
Oh god.
He's gonna be. He's either not going to die.
He's gonna get frozen in carbonite.
That would be so shitty. That would be awful.
Remember what happened to Han, bitch? That's what's gonna happen.
But when the carbonite comes, when you see him in frozen the carbonite, he's just doing like even though his hands are bound, like. I fucking love Lando Calrissian.
Yeah, no. They're either gonna keep him alive
for episode 10.
No, it won't be an episode.
Episode 10.
See,
episode 10 is gonna be a while off, I think.
See, I honestly thought that. I think we talked about it before, but I honestly thought that the character. What was the hacker's name? Benicio del Toro's character. BJ. I honestly thought
his actual. I think he was just a hacker. I don't know that he had a name. Did he have a name?
Yeah, it was DJ.
DJ Blazkowicz.
I honestly thought that he, because when they were first talking about him in the movie, they were like, it's like, oh, he must be, this hacker must be incredible. Oh, yes, he is. Like, oh, shit, that's probably Lando. How cool would that be?
It would have been cooler than what we got.
Not that, like, Lando is a hacker or anything like that, but he could have been like...
No, they totally went to a gambling planet, and I was like,
oh, yeah, a gambling planet. Lando Calrissian.
Yeah.
No, but you gotta free the CG horses, because that's what really matters.
They were cute.
No, Ryan Johnson...
Don't worry about the slave children, though.
Ryan Johnson thought about Lando, and he decided against it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because Billy didn't want to do it, or if he wasn't available or something. I don't think he's doing anything.
Bill did it. Billy's doing it in really obscure video games.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah. I mean, he's been...
I got paid $20,000.
He was in the Battlefront.
Fucking did it every day.
So.
Yeah. Actually, thinking about it now, because J.J. Abrams is directing this, I don't know who's writing it.
I think he's writing it as well, isn't he?
Does J.J. Abrams write things?
I mean, he wrote the...
Did he write Fringe?
I don't know that he wrote 7, but he penned it out.
Okay.
Like, he had a plan for the trilogy, and then Ryan Johnson threw it out the window. So anyway, I guess they're going to rewrite...
I would say it's going to be pretty fan-servicey, so I don't think they'll kill Lando. If this was another Ryan Johnson film, he would be brown bread as soon as the movie started. That was not a racist comment. That was a remark on him dying.
That was not well thought out, is what that was.
Yeah, I thought of it.
What? What? That's not a thing. That's not what people say.
Aaron,
That's like pussy plants all over again.
Aaron, can you put up that gif of that kid screaming, "That's racist," as Andrew says that?
That's fine.
That was not well thought out.
That was not well thought out.
He would be rye bread as soon as that movie starts.
That
way you don't mention the
Who else is in the film? Is what's his name back as General Hux?
I don't know.
I forget the actor's name.
Probably.
I would assume
Domhnall Gleeson.
And what about what's her name as Captain Phasma?
Probably.
I see no mention of Phasma.
Aww.
She's in the animated show now.
Okay.
Because she was such a great character that she deserves a really rich backstory.
To be fair, that's exactly what happened to Boba Fett.
British term.
What?
Brown bread. That's British for dead.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
That's what I said.
Your brown bread, sunshine.
It's a saying.
Sorry.
I'm not saying it isn't the saying. I'm just saying
look it up.
in this particular instance,
Why is
Oh my god.
What? Whatever.
Let's not get into that.
I heard it a long time ago, and I've used it.
I don't know what to say. I'm just wondering where
I just
people
used it very.
who originally connected the dots between brown bread and dying.
I don't know.
That's a good point, Aaron.
The British.
It's British slang, so it's like.
So it doesn't make sense anyway.
Yeah.
We've lost all one viewership that we had.
Aaron,
they were from Britain.
Sorry, Thomas.
They hate us.
Aaron, you're pretty on the like right there about the British sayings are some of the most like vapid, contrived shit I've ever seen in my life. Like,
what are you on about, Adam? You're quit being a yabo.
Yeah, and
Meet me, bloke.
You go eat some coke. You go eat some coke.
That's not slang. That's just a gay dude asking for what he wants.
Quit being a right git, you yabo bloke.
Oh, you got 2 farthings for a pigeon. That's how we asked for peanut butter in the old country. I don't know.
Rose for a pigeon. What the fuck?
I got a right mingy bell end on that, me old bloke.
You got a mingy belly. You got old mingy bellied. Yeah, no, that's
man.
Whatever.
Eat your beans.
That's a cool. That planet in the distance. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What about the?
So,
I mean, to be fair for Captain Phasma, that's exactly what happened to Boba Fett. Like a really cool-looking character who did nothing in the films but became wildly popular.
I thought that was what JJ wanted to
Yeah,
not do. It's like, let's put this cool character in it and actually have her do a thing.
And then,
well, she didn't do a thing.
She did nothing.
Yeah.
To be fair, she did more than Boba Fett.
Boba Fett was an essential plot point in the movie.
I would argue.
Yeah, but like not really. Like it could have been any bounty hunter.
So was Phasma.
Okay, but Phasma could have been anybody.
Phasma was essential.
Yeah, but like, you know, it's really dumb to have sub bosses.
I'm glad these ladders are orange and sparkly.
But sub enemies, like if you're not gonna fully develop them or have them kind of I don't know, come to a full. Like it's just
Phasma felt contrived when Boba Fett didn't. If that makes any sense. Phasma felt like she existed because Boba Fett existed. She was the new Boba Fett.
But General Grievous was the same thing in the other ones.
Grievous was a stand-in because Lucas didn't know how to turn Jar Jar into a Sith. Or he wanted...
No.
I swear to God,
I swear you're wrong. There's
so much evidence before Episode 1 came out that points to Jar Jar being
and then
the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, George Lucas then turned to, was like, showed his work to a writer, and the writer was like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen the Holiday Special, and he was like, oh, I guess this is dumb, and then he changed it around, except he didn't hire on a writer to change it around.
Dooku exists because of the fan backlash against Jar Jar. Because there was no reasonable way to turn Jar Jar into what Lucas had envisioned.
Yeah, because it's like, he's a fucking idiot.
Oh man, are you telling me that we lost Jar Jar Binks and only gained Christopher Lee? Oh no!
I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying
I'm sure
that the reason Dooku exists is because...
Well, so in the books,
I'm sure you're right.
Did Jar Jar Binks become a Sith Lord?
No.
In fact, Jar Jar...
There are just a lot of clues and subtle hints in marketing material and the way Lucas spoke about the upcoming movie. There's a lot of supporting evidence that Jar Jar Binks was the Phantom Menace in the Phantom Menace, and he would eventually, or was planned to become the Sith Lord.
Who was the Phantom Menace then?
Sidious.
I've seen that, but not only. I would find that a bit more palatable if for 2 reasons. One, if Jar Jar wasn't such an hateable character.
Yes.
And 2, if it didn't buttfuck the original canon of the original kind of, not even canon, but the original theme of the story of the first Star Wars movie, where we have this evil emperor who took control of the galaxy after the Clone Wars, except no, it was this one stupid Gungan who set up the whole thing. The main bad guy of the original trilogy is not even the main bad guy.
He wouldn't have been the stupid Gungan.
Yeah, but he has no mention for such a pivotal character. He had no mention in any of the kind of previous, and I know that's because he was made up, years after the fact.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Dooku and Grievous don't either.
No, but they're not as intricate. So you're telling me that Jar Jar Binks, was the guy pulling the strings of Palpatine, right? That's the theory.
Actually, I don't know that.
Okay,
nobody knows that. all people can surmise is that Jar Jar was a Sith. Whether or not he was in control of Sidious...
Whatever happened to Jar Jar Binks, though?
Nobody knows. I guess he died because everybody hated him.
He's actually in the last canonical appearance of him, I think in both canons, Legends and the new stuff, is at the Padme's funeral at the end of episode 3. And I honestly think after Padme dies, he just kind of like quietly retires and lives his life on Naboo.
When he drowned himself.
To be fair, that's funny because there's a comic about Jar Jar and his father, and his father actually tries to kill himself because Jar Jar is his son.
It's, like, genuinely, that happened. It's genuinely very dark for Star Wars. Like unbelievably dark. I don't know if even that's it's so dark, I don't even know if that's a real thing.
Yeah.
It might just be a really well done fan thing.
Wow.
Wow. But, are you done?
Wow.
I don't know. It just, the whole thing... When they already had one puppet master, the idea, like, what purpose would Jar Jar, the reveal of Jar Jar Binks being a Sith, what would that have done for the plot of Star Wars?
I don't know. I don't think we'll ever know.
It could have been
amazing, or it could have been really, really dumb.
I don't think it could have been amazing.
And I think the way
I don't think there was any way it could have been amazing.
Not the way Jar Jar was done in the first movie.
No, that's what I mean.
I think Lucas had envisioned something different. And the way Jar Jar was written made sure that what he wanted would never have been able to have happened.
Yeah, okay.
I think he bungled it up, basically.
Bungled.
I mean, yeah.
He brown breaded it.
Please don't make that a thing. But he, to be fair, I mean, like, not that you can't have, like, characters reveal themselves to be like an evil character all along. I just don't see. Again, it might have been different in the original cut, but the cut that we got is the cut that we got. Anyway, we're kind of getting off topic here. The point is that Dooku, like the prequels never really had a strong villain aside from Sidious, who was very strong in my opinion.
I feel like it would have been mocked.
Maul was cool
though.
More than strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Aaron?
I feel like if Jar Jar turned out to be the bad guy, it would have been mocked. Like, oh man.
Yes, the way Jar Jar was
the twist of
done.
the century. Yeah, I guess.
Yes. I'm saying Lucas...
The asshole sidekick is the bad guy the whole time.
I'm saying Lucas wasn't... I guess he's, like, delusional. He was delusional in terms of how he was writing Jar Jar. In his mind, he pictured it another way.
What a twist!
And I think it's the reason why he's so defensive after they watch, like, if you see the behind the scenes thing of the movie, he's like, everybody's kind of in shock, but none more so than Lucas, and he's like really defensive about it all.
Yeah.
It's
cringy.
Not cringy, but
you're talking about the episode 1 official documentary.
The behind the scenes of episode 1.
Yeah.
I think in his mind, Lucas thought he was writing a different story.
Maybe. I mean,
than what we got.
If you're talking about the same scene that I'm thinking of, like, after they all watched the rough cut of the final movie, nobody's talking except George.
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
yeah, what the hell?
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, and they're realizing, well, we can't fix this because it's all done this way.
Yeah.
And when Lucas was writing the movie, everyone was too much of a pussy to be like, "Hey, Lucas, this is kind of awful." Like, I don't think these scenes are going the way that you're planning. You had planned.
You're saying that there was a dissonance between what was happening in Lucas's head and what was actually being filmed.
Yes, absolutely.
So he thought that, like, Jar Jar is going to be a great character when everyone else was like, "This is not working."
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with that. 100%.
I'm sure Lucas had planned to make the Sith Jar Jar play the fool in the first movie, and come out later.
But he made him too much the fool.
Yes, because there's very much precedence in those types of characters where the fool ends up being the lead villain.
Yeah, I mean, like,
but the way
you know what,
Lucas didn't understand it enough, so he ended up writing Jar Jar as such a fool that there's no conceivable way of making him come out a villain.
I think they made up for that with the Adam Driver character. Because he's a little bitch. in the first movie.
Yeah, I mean, Kylo is a good character.
Yeah,
Kylo
and that's what I mean. Like
is my favorite character in all of Star Wars.
Yeah, he's
in both
great.
canons.
Because he's a little fucking bitch, and then he's like,
so far,
you know what? I'm an angry little bitch, and now he's like full on just bitch, you know. And so it's
seriously, you should write like critiques.
Fan lore. I should really.
No,
write...
I was gonna say you should write critiques of media.
I'm thinking I should write
because I want to see little bitch Jordan's exploration through the works of Don Koyeski.
Yes,
it's like a 30,000 word essay, and you Control F for the word bitch. There's like 45,000 results.
Yeah.
So we should probably end there because we're about an hour and 20 minutes in. So
hey, long podcast. Goodbye.
Is it normally how long there? I thought that was
we're actually over. You talk too long.
That's good.
That'll sound great.
That's good.
You might want to cut my.
Check out Jordan's Spotify or whatever.
Yeah, thanks, Bryce.
Oh yeah, Jordan had 2 albums released this year. He had Stillwater Lake for his band Water from Fire.
The official release is not until August 24th.
I have it on iTunes and the CD, so I don't know what you mean by official release. How many times can you release an album?
As many times as it takes to make money from it.
Spoken like a true musician.
It's still available on iTunes, correct?
It is available on iTunes.
And his other band, Quote the Raven, had Golden Hour that released back in beginning of July, or was it June?
It's also known as Golden Shower.
That's a good album as well. That's also
you're going to Europe
iTunes.
soon. Maybe you can get in on that.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
So thank you.
There's some kinky shit over there.
No, all you gotta go as far as the White House to find that shit.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and we hope to see you next week.
Oh man, look, it's Jordan.
Oh. How much do these emotes cost?
You can't buy them. You get them all.
Oh.
Good.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.